Season 51 of Saturday Night Live is ending, capping off a year of sketch comedy that saw the rise of MVP Ashley Padilla and the return of veterans like Amy Poehler. Like any season, 3 musical artists pulled double duty as host and musical guest for an episode, a club that's almost as exclusive as the number of celebrities who have hosted SNL at least 5 times. Knowing the schedule that Saturday Night Live employs to turn around an episode within a week, it's all the more impressive when a performer can prove that they're able to deftly balance comedy acting with show-stopping musical performances. Some incredibly talented figures in the entertainment industry have pulled double duty before, legendary musicians like Mick Jagger, Olivia Newton-John, and Janet Jackson, and even the rare actor like Lily Tomlin and Timothée Chalamet. Of the 50 performers who have worn both hats in a single episode of Saturday Night Live, only 10 of them have ever made it look like second nature. For them only, we remember their most iconic SNL skits like we remember the words to their biggest songs. Paul Simon and George Harrison Season 2, Episode 8, originally aired November 20, 1976. Paul Simon is a legend in the halls of Studio 8H, despite the singer-songwriter having the weirdest Saturday Night Live hosting record. While he notably hosted the second-ever episode of SNL in 1975, the more iconic of his appearances was a year later, when he hosted and played musical guest, albeit not alone in the latter. He was joined for 2 songs by a Beatle, George Harrison. The episode contains one of Simon's most memorable SNL moments, begrudgingly singing "Still Crazy After All These Years" in a turkey costume. Though his sketch performances are scarce, Simon shines, singing "Here Comes the Sun" and "Homeward Bound" with Harrison. Add in a 1976 cast including all-time greats like John Belushi and Gilda Radner, and it's easy to see why this episode helped make Simon such a favorite of the show throughout the years. Dolly Parton Season 14, Episode 17, originally aired April 15, 1989. How a charismatic singer and actor like Dolly Parton only hosted Saturday Night Live once is a mystery. That being said, her sole appearance on the show was with a cast including Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, and Dana Carvey. Nevertheless, it's hard to outshine the genre-defining country queen herself, especially when her monologue satirizes the media's obsession with her assets. In addition to performances of "Why'd You Come In Here Lookin' Like That" and "White Limousine," the episode also features the debut of Mike Myers' recurring sketch Sprockets, and a sketch in which Parton plays a convenience store cashier whose icebreakers can turn any customer's frown upside down. It's not surprising that Dolly made such a great SNL host, but proving herself the MVP of her own episode shows how deserving her icon status is. Garth Brooks / Chris Gaines Season 25, Episode 5, originally aired November 13, 1999. In case you weren't aware, Garth Brooks isn't just one of the best country music singers of all time, but Chris Gaines, a persona he invented to explore other musical genres, including an SNL musical guest spot on the same episode Brooks hosted. Pulling double duty for the second time, this episode from 1999 sees Brooks share memorable screen time with Tracy Morgan and Chris Kattan's Mango. Among the episode's best sketches is "Devil Can't Write a Love Song," in which Brooks plays an aspiring songwriter who makes a deal with the devil to have a hit, only for Lucifer, played by Will Ferrell, to pitch incredibly corny songs. It's an all-around great episode in which Brooks not only shines as both host and musical guest but also elevates everyone else on the show in the process. Justin Timberlake Season 32, Episode 9, originally aired December 16, 2006. It doesn't matter if you're a diehard SNL fanatic or not, you know this episode. Timberlake had already been a double-duty host in 2003, but his 2006 appearance would secure his 5-Timers Club jacket. There's a lot of great stuff from Timberlake here, in addition to performing his hit songs My Love and What Goes Around, like the always funny Homelessville and incredibly dark Hip Hop Kids. However, this episode famously includes one of the best SNL holiday sketches, DK in a Box. After this home run of a sketch kills, the episode immediately follows it up with a fan favorite, The Barry Gibb Talk Show, with a surprise Jimmy Fallon. It simply doesn't get hotter than this within a single episode of Saturday Night Live. Taylor Swift Season 35, Episode 5, originally aired November 7, 2009. Long before Taylor Swift's career-defining Eras tour, she was host and musical guest of Saturday Night Live, fresh off her first big controversy, getting interrupted by Kanye West at the VMAs. Thankfully, she addresses the elephant in the room with her sarcastic monologue song, poking fun at her dating life, her young age, she was 19 years old here, and her love of girly things. In addition to monologue song, Swift impresses in sketches like TRAPPED, playing a teen raising awareness about her parents' driving, roomies, playing an obnoxiously affectionate roommate, and Firelight, a digital short parodying Twilight. Though she would impress over a decade later on SNL with a performance of All Too Well, 10-minute version, this episode was enough to keep us hoping she comes back to pull double duty sometime in the future. Miley Cyrus Season 39, Episode 2, originally aired October 5, 2013. When Miley Cyrus pulled double duty for the first time in 2013, it was her second time hosting ever, but the first as a newly minted pop star. Gone were the days of Hannah Montana music, with the very first sketch of the night lampooning her VMAs controversy. The rest of the episode heavily centers on Cyrus as a singer, and not just with performances of Wrecking Ball and We Can't Stop. There's, for instance, a parody of Cyrus' song spoofing the government shutdown, We Did Stop, with Cyrus as Michelle Bachmann. Cyrus also fits right in with a cast that included newcomers like Kyle Mooney and Noel Wells, with sketches like Mornin' Miami and Miley Sex Tape showing she hadn't lost her comedy chops amid all the changes to her brand. Donald Glover / Childish Gambino Season 43, Episode 19, originally aired May 5, 2018. Donald Glover hosted Saturday Night Live in 2018, supporting his 4-season TV masterpiece Atlanta. Glover's SNL episode also featured his rap persona.